Before you plan the doing and the dominating, plan to stop. Plan to stop. I dare you to stop for 1 day a week. Let me remind you how many days are in a year. 365. I've done the math for you. Let me show you. 365 days. Take 52 to stop, so that's 1 day a week. Then we have 313 working days. Oh, it's backwards. 313 working days left. So in these days, you're gonna gather all the money that you need and want. Work more, like work better, like work smarter, whatever the saying is. We started with 365. We took away 52. That's only 52 days. Stop your working. I'm in a hurry because I have people coming over. 313 working days in a year if you stop for 52. If you are rich, this is the best investment for your life. If you are poor, you cannot afford to skip this. This is an ancient, eternal, proven principle. Rest simply means to stop. It acknowledges that I am not my protector. I am not my provider. Someone intelligent who created me created a margin that would be beneficial for the created being, me. Let's talk about who this might be the hardest for personality-wise. If you are a Enneagram, how do you spell that? If you are an Enneagram 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, maybe 5s, it will be the hardest for you to wrap your mind around. For 2, 4s, and 9s, this would be a welcome reprieve. If you do not believe in the Enneagram, then if you live in an American culture, this will be hard for you. If you are not American, but you are human, this will also be hard for you. Setting your priorities straight this year begins with the end in mind. Rest, being at the forefront of your brain, and then you work up into that rest, and then you slide into rest. You are wired for work, so it is not wrong, it is not bad, and it is not a sin. It was the joy of God to design you this way. I totally get the angst. Since God wired us this way, He had to create a margin so that we could chill for 24 hours and then get right back to building and innovative thinking and great strategy and doing good work and being a blessing and being a blessing to be a blessing and creating wealth, creating generational wealth to leave an inheritance to your children's children. There's a lot of money talk in the Bible. So He wires us to build and work because we love reward. We love satisfaction and accomplishment, but then He commands rest. The fight for rest is real. But in my rest this year, my nervous system has benefited from it, and significant provision. Only the Lord could know. Only God could have provided for it. Sitting, listening, walking, solitude. I've had the most innovative ideas. So I've learned the discipline to rest and then jot down the ideas so I can go back to them the next day. Wild. Can you believe we live in a day where people go on social media and present commandments of a really good God as social media challenges? What? Fight and prep for rest. Run to stop. Plan for silent mode. That's it. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. And I'm about to come through this screen. If you are about to make rest some kind of religious or legalistic ritual, hear my heart on it. It's a running to rest because it's a reward. And if I'm gonna be religious about anything, it's the religiousness of stopping the work. It's not the religious activity of what I do in rest. Okay, Charlie, chill. This is when I wished I had planned this video better because I want to tell you the whole story of last year. My husband and I started planning for rest and actually resting. I can tell you that we showed up to 52 days of rest last year. And the stories and the provision and the miracles, because I stopped my highest money-making day in order for this to happen, because we had to find a common day that we rested together. There were some days that were fuller than I liked, but it was a very intended time of rest. You should have seen us on the first, last January, the first 3-4 Saturdays, we took Saturdays. One day we went for a walk every hour because every hour felt like an altar. And then this year, 2024, I developed this discipline to say that every day that I woke up on a Saturday, and I wanted to plan because I'm very futuristic, I'm an activator kind of personality. And every time that I wanted to wake up and be like, okay, I have margin today, I'm not working, so I'm gonna work on something else, I would stop myself and I would say out loud to myself, by myself, thank you, Lord, for working on my behalf today. I'm resting in you. Thank you for this gift. I had to tell myself, no, we're gonna rest, and we're gonna play, and we're not gonna strive, obsess, and plan, and sneaky plan, even. We weren't gonna BS the rest. Radical for us this year. And I'm sorry to tell you that. I wish that I could tell you that this is a lifelong thing that we've done because we're a believer in Jesus. No, I can confess to you that I have strived so much in my own power and my own provision, and I have stressed and I have had such anxiety at times over how is this gonna happen? How is that gonna work? Blah, blah, blah. When we accepted the invitation to come into a full rest, something switched and something changed, and then we were able to make other decisions this year. It's all faith. We rest in faith. If you're watching this video and you are not a believer in Jesus or follow his ways, I hope that you would open your heart and your mind to his ways. There's such safety and beauty and wonder. But even if you don't yet know him and you stepped into a practice of rest, you're still going to reap some benefit to it. I can't wait to hear your story. I can't wait to hear what you scarily put down in order to do this. I hope you accept the invitation to play and to rest and to stop striving for just 24 hours a week. Imagine what could happen. There was a really great book my friend recommended, The Rest of God. And that was one of the books that springboarded this active lifestyle of rest, which sounds so contradictory. Active rest. I guess it's more intentional. If I could do it as a 7-wing 8, as a human, as an American, as a mom, you can too. I'm so excited for what 2025 has. Don't be afraid, you can do it. Have a little bit of courage. And when you start looking at your friends and their anxieties and their inventories of the things that keep them awake at night, I don't know. We have friends that take great leaps of faith, and those are my people. Maybe your great leap of faith is actually a pause. Something so rebellious too, and so opposite of our culture, when everyone is striving and bragging about the striving and the busyness, and you're like, we stopped, we paused, we rested. Do it with us. One more thought. I think the exchange is beautiful, from accepting the invitation to rest. And this is why we have to guard it. Because I have found this year that every day of rest, I've had some kind of innovative idea. I think our Creator is brilliant in this because he also loves the exchange. There's so much on his heart for you and for your sphere and for the places that you lead. When you stop striving and then you rest, there is this innovation that happens. And I love that, where we switch from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain, and we start to become creative and innovative, and we start to have fresh ideas and new ideas and even bigger ideas. And God does that. I just think that's so cool. Obviously, it's not a do this so that this will happen. It's just kind of like a conversation. It's an exchange. It's this rest. It's this deep breath. God knows exactly what you have need of. He knows what you have need of before you ask him. And so for you to make a courageous declaration and action to say, all right, God, I'm going to trust you. Then he's like, let's go.